Scout's immaturity is revealed in this scene. Miss Caroline is a new teacher to Macomb County, and Scout gets in trouble when she tries to tell her of the Cunningham's way of life, not thinking about how it would affect Walter Cunningham or Miss Caroline.
What is it, Jean Louise?
Miss Caroline, he's a Cunningham.
What, Jean Louise?
Walter's one of the Cunninghams, Miss Caroline.
I beg your pardon, Jean Louise?
That's okay, ma'am. You'll get to know all the country folks after a while, though the Cunninghams never took anything they can't pay back. No church baskets, no script stamps. They don't have much, but they get along on it.
That's enough out of you, Jean Louise. Class dismissed.
Dang you, Walter Cunningham!
Stop! You're bigger than he is.
He is old as you nearly made me stop wrong foot!
Let him go, Scout.
He didn't have any lunch, and Miss Caroline gave him a quarter. Just trying to explain to her that it's Cunningham.
Walter, come on home to dinner with us. We'd be sure glad to have you. So how'd you like your first day of school, Scout?
It was all right. Dang Miss Caroline. She's a pain in my butt. What in the Sam Hill are you doing? Scout, come to the kitchen now. Ugh. Some folks don't eat like us, but you ain't called to contradict them at the table when they don't. That boy's your company. If he wants to eat up the tablecloth, you let him. He ain't company, Cal. He's a Cunningham. Hush your mouth. If you can't act fit to eat at the table, you can just sit in there in the kitchen and eat.
Scout is slowly but surely maturing. The young girl decides to share her idea of inviting Walter Cunningham over to her brother in the presence of Aunt Alexandra. Scout is confused and hurt when Auntie tells her associating with the Cunninghams is not acceptable, and she decides to defend her newfound friend.
Soon as school starts, I'm going to ask Walter Cunningham over to dinner. You can stay over sometimes after school, too. Atticus could drive him back to Old Central. Maybe you could spend that with us sometime. Okay, Jim?
We'll see about that.
Why not, Auntie? They're good folks.
Jean Louise, there is no doubt in my mind that they're good folks, but they're not our kind of folks.
Which means they're yappy, Scout.
What's a yap?
Tacky. They like fiddling and things.
Well, I do, too.
Don't be silly. The thing is, you can scrub Walter Cunningham till he shines. You can put him in shoes and a new suit, but he'll never be like Jim. Besides, there's a drinking streak in that family a mile wide. Which women aren't interested in those sort of people?
Auntie, she ain't 9 yet.
She may as well learn now.
If they're good folks, why can't I be nice to Walter?
I didn't say not be nice to him. You should be friendly and polite to everyone. You should be gracious to everyone, dear. But you don't have to invite him home.
What if he was kin to us, Auntie?
The fact is that he is not kin to us, but if he were, my answer would still be the same.
Atticus says you can choose your friends, but you sure can't choose your family. And they're still canon no matter whether you acknowledge them or not. And it makes you look downright silly if you don't.
That's your father all over again, and I still say that Jean Louise will not invite Walter Cunningham home. If he were her double first cousin once removed, he would still not be received in this house unless he comes to see Atticus on business. Now is that clear?
But I want to play with Walter, and why can't I?
I'll tell you why. Because he is trash, that's why you can't play with him. I'll not have you around him, picking up his bad habits and doing Lord knows what. You're enough of a problem to your father as it is.
You can finally see Scout growing up and acting like a lady. In this scene, although not by choice, Scout attends Aunt Alexandra Missionary Circle when Atticus interrupts the meeting and privately speaks to Miss Maudie and Alexandra to inform them of Tom Robinson's death. Scout sees her aunt in a new light. Maybe being a lady isn't a bad thing after all. This coffee pitcher's a curiosity. They don't make them these days. Can I carry it in? Be careful and put it at the end of the table by Miss Alexandria. Cups and things.
saw him in town earlier this evening.
Oh, really?
Say when, Miss Jean Louise?
Why, Miss Jean Louise, you are mighty dressed up this evening. Where's your breeches?
Under my dress?
What do you want to be when you grow up? A lawyer?
I haven't really thought about it.
Why, shoot, I thought you wanted to be a lawyer. You've already been commenced to court.
That Steph's a card.
Don't you want to be a lawyer?
No, me. Just a lady.
Well, you won't get very far if you don't start wearing dresses.
Excuse me, ladies. Go right on ahead with your meeting. Don't let me disturb you. Alexandra, could you come to the kitchen for a minute? I want to borrow Calpurnia for a while.
What's going on?
Tom's dead. They shot him. He was running. It was during their exercise period. They said he just broke into a blind, raving charge at the fence and started climbing over right in front of them. Cal, I want you to come out with me and help me tell Helen.
I can't say I approve of anything he does, Maudie, but he's my brother. It tears him to pieces, but he doesn't show it much. I've never seen him this bad. What do they want from him, Maudie? What do they want?
What does who want, Alexandra?
This town. We're perfectly willing to let him do what they can't do.
Be quiet. They'll hear you, Alexandra. Have you ever thought of this way? Whether Maycomb knows it or not, we're paying our highest tribute we can to man. We trust in him to do right. It's just that simple.
Who?
The handful of people in this town who say that fair play is not marked white only. The handful of people who say a fair trial is for everybody, not just us. The handful of people with enough humility to think, when they look at a Negro, there is but for the Lord's kindness in mind. The handful of people in this town with background. That's who they are. Stop that shaking. Get up, Alexandra. We've left him long enough.
Do I show it?
Not a sign. Are you together, Miss Jean Louise?
Yes, ma'am.
Then let's join the ladies.
Oh, Miss Perkins, it looks like you need some coffee. Let me get you some.
Calpurnia's on an errand right now, Grace, but let me pass you some more of those dewberry tarts.
Would you like some cookies, Miss Merriweather?